Welcome back to Speak English Fluently. Today, James and I are talking about discipline and how it can completely change someone's life. Many people think success comes from talent, intelligence, luck, or money. But in reality, discipline is often much more important than all of those things.
Yes, that is very true. There are many talented people in the world who never become successful because they are not disciplined. At the same time, there are many ordinary people who become successful because they continue working every day, even when they do not feel motivated.
I think one of the biggest problems is that many people depend too much on motivation. They wait until they feel excited before they start doing something.
Exactly. But motivation does not stay forever. Some days people feel excited, energetic, and ready to work. But other days they feel tired, stressed, lazy, or discouraged. If people only work when they feel motivated, they will stop very quickly.
That is why discipline is more important than motivation. Discipline means doing the work even when you do not feel like it. It means continuing even when progress feels slow.
Yes, and that is what makes disciplined people different. They do not wait for the perfect mood or the perfect moment. They continue even on difficult days because they understand that success comes from consistency.
I think many people believe discipline is something painful. They think discipline means never resting, never relaxing, and never enjoying life.
That is not true. Discipline does not make life harder. Discipline actually makes life easier because it helps people become more organized, more focused, and less stressed.
I think discipline is important because it helps people build good habits. Without discipline, people often waste time and repeat the same mistakes.
Exactly. Small habits repeated every day can create very big changes. Waking up early, exercising, reading, practicing English, saving money, or working on a business may seem small, but after a few months or years, those habits can completely change someone's future.
I think many people want success, but they do not want to do the daily work that success requires.
Yes, that is very true. Everyone wants the results, but not everyone wants the process. People want money, confidence, good health, success, or freedom, but they do not always want to do the difficult work behind those things.
I think another problem is that people often want everything immediately. They want fast results, and when they do not see success quickly, they lose hope.
That is true. Many people start exercising, studying, or working on a goal, but after a few weeks they stop because they do not see big changes. They forget that real success usually takes much longer than people expect.
I think people should stop focusing only on the final result and start focusing more on daily actions.
Exactly. People do not need to change their whole life in one day. They only need to do small useful things every day. Small actions may not look important in the beginning, but over time they become very powerful.
I think discipline also helps people feel more confident because they know they are keeping promises to themselves.
Yes, that is very important. When people say they will do something and then actually do it, they slowly begin trusting themselves more. That trust becomes confidence.
I think many people feel disappointed in themselves because they keep saying they will change, but they never take action.
Exactly. They say, tomorrow I will wake up early, tomorrow I will stop wasting time, or tomorrow I will start working harder. But when tomorrow comes, they continue doing the same things.
And after some time, they begin feeling like they are weak or lazy.
Yes, but the truth is that they do not need to change everything in one day. They only need to keep one small promise to themselves. One small success can help people believe in themselves again.
I think discipline is also important because life is full of distractions. There are phones, social media, games, videos, and many things that can waste time.
That is very true. Many people say they do not have enough time, but sometimes they are simply wasting too much of it. 1 hour on social media may not seem important, but after 1 year, it becomes many days of lost time.
I think people should ask themselves if what they are doing is helping them move closer to their goals.
Exactly. That question can help people make better decisions. If something is only wasting time and energy, people should do less of it.
I think discipline becomes easier when people remember why they started.
Yes. Maybe someone wants better health, more money, more confidence, more freedom, or a better future for their family. Remembering that reason can help people continue even when they feel tired.
So maybe the most important lesson is that discipline is not about being perfect every day.
Exactly. Discipline is about continuing, even when life is difficult and even when progress feels slow. Small actions repeated every day can completely change someone's life.
I recreated part 1 with 30 lines and longer conversations, point 31. Emma, I think one reason many people struggle with discipline is because they try to change everything at once. They make very big plans, but after a few days they feel tired and give up.
Yes, that happens very often. Someone may decide to wake up early, exercise every day, stop eating unhealthy food, study more, stop wasting time, and become more productive all at the same time. But when people try to do too much too quickly, they usually become overwhelmed.
That is why people should start with one small habit first. They do not need to change their whole life in one day.
Exactly. Small habits are easier to follow because they do not feel too difficult. For example, someone can start by reading for 10 minutes every day, waking up 30 minutes earlier, or walking for a short time after dinner.
I think many people believe small actions are not important because they want big results immediately.
Yes, but small actions repeated every day are very powerful. One small habit may not change much in 1 week, but after a few months, it can create a very big difference.
I think routines are also important because routines help people stay disciplined without thinking too much.
That is very true. When people do the same useful things every day, those things slowly become normal. After some time, they do not need to force themselves because the habit becomes part of their daily life.
I think mornings are very important for discipline. The way people start the day can affect everything else.
Yes, if people wake up late, waste time on their phones, and rush everything, they often continue feeling stressed for the rest of the day. But if they wake up calmly and do something useful, they feel more focused and more organized.
I think phones are one of the biggest reasons people lose discipline. Many people waste hours every day without even noticing it.
That is true. Social media, videos, games, and endless scrolling can take away a lot of time. People often say they do not have enough time, but sometimes they are simply giving too much time to unimportant things.
I think people should ask themselves if what they are doing is helping them move closer to their goals.
Exactly. That question can help people make better decisions. If something is only wasting time and energy, people should do less of it.
I think another important thing is avoiding negative people. Some people always complain, make excuses, or tell others that success is impossible.
Yes, negative people can destroy discipline because they make others feel weak and discouraged. It is much easier to stay disciplined when people are around positive and supportive people.
I think people should also stop making excuses for themselves. Many people always say they are too tired, too busy, or too unlucky.
That is very true. Excuses make people feel comfortable for a short time, but they also stop people from growing. Successful people usually find solutions instead of excuses.
I think another reason people lose discipline is because they compare themselves too much with others. They see someone else becoming successful and feel like they are failing.
Yes, comparison can be very dangerous because it makes people forget their own progress. Everyone has different struggles, different timing, and different opportunities.
I think people should focus more on improving themselves instead of worrying about what other people are doing.
Exactly. A person only needs to be better than they were yesterday. Small progress is enough.
I think discipline becomes easier when people remember why they started.
Yes. Maybe someone wants better health, more money, more confidence, or a better future for their family. Remembering that reason can help people continue even when they feel tired.
I think people should also celebrate small wins more often.
That is very important because small wins give people confidence and remind them that they are moving in the right direction.
So maybe the most important lesson is that discipline is built slowly, one day at a time.
Exactly. People do not become disciplined overnight. They become disciplined by repeating small good actions every day.
And even if someone makes mistakes, they should not give up.
Yes. One bad day does not destroy everything. People should simply start again the next day and keep moving forward.
I think another important thing people should understand is that discipline can completely change the way they see themselves. Many people feel weak, lazy, or unsuccessful because they keep making promises to themselves and then breaking them. After some time, they stop believing in themselves because they feel like they can never stay consistent.
Yes, that is very true. Someone may say, "Tomorrow I will wake up early. Tomorrow I will stop wasting time. Or tomorrow I will finally start working on my goals." But when tomorrow comes, they do the same things again. After some time, they stop trusting themselves, and that can make them feel disappointed and hopeless.
I think that is very sad because people begin feeling like they are not strong enough to change. They start believing that they are lazy or that they will never become successful.
Exactly. But the truth is that people do not need to change everything in one day. They only need to keep one small promise to themselves. Even one small success can help people feel stronger and more confident again.
I think confidence is connected to discipline. Many people think they need confidence before they start, but sometimes confidence comes after they start.
That is very true. When people begin doing small difficult things every day, they slowly start respecting themselves more. Waking up early, finishing work on time, exercising, reading, saving money, or staying away from distractions can make people feel proud of themselves.
I think one of the best feelings in life is knowing that you are becoming stronger than the person you used to be.
Yes, because discipline is not really about waking up early or following routines. Discipline is about proving to yourself that you can do difficult things. It is about showing yourself that you are stronger than your excuses, fears, and bad habits.
I think many people want a better life, but they do not realize that a better life is created by better habits. People often want success, confidence, money, or happiness, but they do not want to change the small daily actions that create those things.
Exactly. People often wait for motivation, luck, or a perfect opportunity. But most successful people do not wait. They continue moving forward, even when they feel tired, bored, discouraged, or afraid.
I think another big problem is that people compare themselves too much with others. They see someone successful and start feeling like they are too late or not good enough.
That is very true. Someone may see another person making money, growing a business, building a YouTube channel, or becoming popular online, and then they feel like a failure. But they forget that they are only seeing the final result, not the years of hard work behind it.
I think people should stop asking, "Why am I not successful yet?" and start asking, "What can I do today to improve my future?"
Exactly. That question is much more useful because discipline is built one day at a time. A person does not become successful because of one big decision. They become successful because of hundreds of small good decisions repeated again and again.
I think many people become discouraged because progress feels slow. They work hard for a few weeks or months, but because they do not see big results, they start thinking that nothing is changing.
Yes, but slow progress is still progress. A person may not notice a big difference after 1 week, but after 6 months or 1 year, their whole life can look different. That is why patience is so important.
I think people should remember that discipline is not about being perfect. Nobody is perfect, and nobody can do everything correctly every day.
That is true. Everyone has bad days. Everyone feels tired, stressed, lazy, or distracted sometimes. The important thing is to keep going and not give up just because one day did not go well.
I think one bad day becomes a big problem only when people use it as a reason to quit completely.
Exactly. Missing one day is not failure. Failure happens when people stop trying completely. If someone makes a mistake, they should simply start again the next day.
I think people should celebrate small wins more often because small wins are proof that change is happening.
Yes. If someone exercises for 1 week, studies every day for 1 month, saves a little money, or spends less time on social media, they should feel proud of that progress.
Small wins are important because they give people hope and remind them that they are moving in the right direction.
Exactly. They remind people that change is possible. And when people start seeing small changes, they begin believing in themselves more.
I think people should also remember that discipline is not something that controls life. Discipline is something that improves life.
That is very true. Discipline can improve health, money, confidence, focus, relationships, work, and happiness. It may feel difficult in the beginning, but in the future, people usually feel thankful that they stayed strong and did not give up.
So maybe the most important lesson is that discipline is one of the most powerful things a person can build.
Exactly. Discipline may not feel exciting in the beginning, but it can slowly create a completely different future.
Thank you for listening to this conversation.
If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, and subscribe.